This exercise will create a simple 3D doorstop in the 3D Basics Workspace using construction aids such as the Snap Grid, Visual Grid, Coordinate Display, View Cube, and Visual Styles. I'll begin by starting a new drawing, and I'll use the ACAD 3D.dwt template. I'm going to turn off all the buttons at the status bar except for my Snap and my Grid, which I will set by right-clicking on Snap, selecting Settings from the dialog box, and then typing in 0.25 for the Snap and 1 for my Grid. I'll say OK here. I'll do a Zoom All, Z, Enter, A, Enter. And then I'll begin my 2D profile sketch using the polyline command, starting from the origin of 0, 0, 0. And you can see that in the coordinate display in the bottom left corner of the screen, right below the Model Tabs and Drawing area. 0, 0, 0. My first line will come out a distance of 4 in the x-axis. The coordinate display should now read 4, 0, 0, and it does. My second line will come up a distance of 1 in the y-axis, and it will read 0, 1, 0 in the coordinate display. My final line I can produce by typing C for close, or I can move to the origin 0, 0, 0 and left click. I'll hit enter to get out of the polyline command, and I've now created the 2D triangle profile from which I will extrude using the extrude command, available either by typing in extrude or from the create panel. I should also note that I'm in the 3D Basics workspace right now. I'll select that 2D profile, I'll hit enter, and then I can extrude it up a distance of 1.5, and I'll just type in 1.5, enter. I'm going to change the location of the object by going up to the View Cube and clicking on the little house, the home symbol there. I'll change the visual style from this gray object to something a little more colorful, the conceptual visual style. And you can get to visual styles either from the panel or by typing in visual styles at the command line. I now need to move the UCS, the user coordinate system, to be on the top corner of my wedge, and I'll do that by either typing in UCS or clicking on the UCS button on the coordinates panel. I'll turn my O-snaps on, I'll turn my snaps off, and then I'll grab onto an endpoint to locate the first point of my origin. I need to select another point along what I want to be the x-axis, and I'll pick up that endpoint. And then I want the y-axis to come straight down, and so I will select another point along the endpoint here. I've now defined a new UCS, which will make it easier for me to put my hole through using the circle command. I'll turn my snap on and my O-snap off, and I'll come down from that new UCS a distance of 0.75, and you can see that again on the coordinate display in the left hand bottom corner. I'll come over a distance of 1 because I want my hole to be centered 1 inch from the edge, and then I'll type in D for diameter and 1 for my diameter to produce the profile, which I will extrude using the extrude command all the way through. And it doesn't matter the distance because I'm just going to use that cylinder to subtract out the hole from the wedge. I'll then go to the Subtract button on the Edit panel. You could also type in Subtract. And with the pick box, I'll firstly select my wedge, click, as the object that I want to remove from, and then the cylinder, click, as the solid shape that I want to subtract out of my wedge. Enter. And I have the 1-inch hole 1 inch from the edge that I want. I can come up to the View cube and click on Front for the front view, or the side arrow for the right side view, as well as the top for the top view. I can also change the view style. This time I'll type in Visual Style, and I can select the object that I want to change the visual style of, and then I'll select 2D wireframe as a new visual style, and I'll close that out. That's the top view. If I want to see the front view, I can move back, or if I want to see the right side view, I can move over to see that. That's with the 2D profile, and it looks exactly as it would in a multi-view drawing. I'll go back to Home, and I'll change my visual style back to the more colorful conceptual visual style.